guys, I'm Janet, on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer Battle Replay. And I'm sure you've noticed things look a little bit different. That's because I'm using a, well, it's a mod, I suppose. You can't get it on the workshop, you have to install it separately. It's all very confusing. But it gives this really cool cinema feel. And you can just toggle it on and off, which is really cool. So that's how it normally looks, and this is the cinema mode. So very cool, and I got introduced to this by, actually I'm going to pause it, because the battle starts very quickly because of Vanguard. But anyway, so I actually got introduced to this by another YouTuber who I've been chatting to in the comments section, and he basically said, you know, come check out one of my videos, and I did, and I really enjoyed it, and he had these great cinematics in, and I had no idea how he did it. So I asked him, and he said, oh, there's this program, GemFx, it's great. And what's even better is he even went and made a tutorial on how to install and use it, which you guys should definitely check out if you want to do this, you know, to your Total War, because it is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's so cool. So yeah, if you wanna try it out, then he's the place to, you know, he's got the channel, he's got the video, so go see it. His name is This Is Crazy. And there'll be a link at the end of this video, and also in the description, and a link to the tutorial for how to do this. But he does some great battles, and I'm sure you guys will appreciate more good battles, and especially with some cool cinematic shots, you know. So yeah, so check it out. So now I'm actually going to, you know, just get into the meat of it. So you'll see, I'll just have it off for this section, but in the cinematic bits I'll have the cinematic stuff, so hopefully that's a good balance that you guys will enjoy. So as you can see, I have my Bretonnia army. So I've got the Knights of the Lionhearted, which I haven't brought before. They're the Regiments of Renown Knights of the Realm, so really good anti-large and magic attacks, I believe. Yes, and yeah, they're just great. They're really good, these guys. And I've got them escorting the Fey Enchantress with a secondary bodyguard of the Green Knight. So you know, usual tour de force here. And also front line of Knights Errant, so nice cheap cavalry that I can just charge in. You know, they got a great charge bonus, yeah, 45, so really good charge bonus. These guys are great for cycle charging, so I want these guys just to pin most of the enemy units in place while I slowly dissect the army with my elite troops. And also, for some extra backup in dissecting things, I've got the Knights of the Realm, which I've got great anti-large bonus, so, you know, that'll be useful against anything big. And also, I've got the Mounted Yeoman Archers, which are immediately firing. And yeah, I'm just basically going to be a nuisance with these guys, which is, you know, always fun. So, my opponent. So he's got Spearmen, and Halberds, and Spearmen, and Sigmar Sons. No anti-large there, but they're unbreakable, so that's still going to be a nuisance. I can't just hit them a few times, shatter them, and ignore them. I'll have to kill them all, which is a shame. Also, more Halberdiers. He's got some handgunners and some great swords in the back, so no anti-large, but that armor piercing will be really useful. So if they get these guys sort of, you know, with the halberds and things, I could be in a lot of trouble. So, but also, yeah, more halberdiers. The thing that I'm most worried about is they have the silver bullets and they have the hammer of the witches. I've got the Green Knight. These both have magic attacks, and they're both very accurate and armor piercing and deadly. So they could take the Green Knight out very quickly with these two. So these are my priority targets. And also, he's got a light wizard. The Net of Amontok is not going to be good if he can net me down and then shoot me with cannon. So I need to kill him quickly. Also here, he's got the General of the Empire. I think he's got a potion of toughness, but he's just on a horse. So no Griffin to worry about, but you don't really want to bring a flying unit, you know, a flying general against Bretonnia, because Bretonnia have got great flying units. If I brought a load of Pegasus Knights, yeah, I'd kill that general in seconds. And also, he's got the Royal Oldorf Griffites, so these guys, absolutely terrifying anti-large, really powerful guys, and they cause terror, which actually comes into play a lot in this battle. So let's speed things up. So immediately you can see the silver bullets done some damage to my Yeoman Archers. They're not very, you know, they're not very expensive, so I don't mind too much. They're taking some fire early, because it's keeping them off my more expensive units, so that's good. And you can see over here, because I'm posturing a lot of my guys around this side, he's moving his halberdiers over here to help guard his handgunners, but that's leaving the Hammer of the Witches to be, you know, slain. So great charge at the front here. I know I'm charging halberds and things, but as long as I hit and run, that charge bonus means I'm doing more damage to them than they're doing to me. And it's stopping these guys from joining the fight, you know, fighting my better units. And also get these Knights Errant in here and do some more damage to their silver bullets. And I stop the silver bullets from being able to shoot while I'm doing that. And that's enough. That's all I want these Knights Errant for, just to be a hindrance. So I'm having to go right around here because he's being so good with his halberds. And he nets, but luckily my best units I managed to pull back. So really lucky there. really lucky to spot that in time. So Hammer of the Witches almost down, so that's really good news. And I'm bringing my Knights Errant in the back. Unfortunately, these Knights, sorry, my Knights of the Realm in the back. Unfortunately, these Knights Errant are a bit caught up on, well, great swords and spearmen, but they're taking out the silver bullets. If they take them out, I'm happy. That's a great exchange for me, because it's like 700 versus 900, I think. So just the cost is great, but also those silver bullets are way more vital for, you know, his war effort than mine. So so that's great. So here I do actually charge these halberds because I want to do some shock damage while they were just sort of on their own. But I did actually take a lot of damage from the Knights of the Lionhearted, and I did take a lot of damage from the Griffites, you know, when I got netted there. So one of my Knights Errant ran away. I do bring them back eventually. So over here, like, yeah, the Griffites and the General and the Light Wizard and now Halberds are coming in. So this is a bit tricky. Over on the other side, though, you know, I'm taking out these silver bullets. Again, they just won't go for good. It's very tough. But you can see the Hammer of the Witches is shattered, so that's good. Because that thing does so much damage and is so good at hitting cavalry. They are so accurate with the, you know, the 9 chevrons that they get for free as a regiment renown. So here again, you'll see they pin me down. So that's tough. Luckily, though, it's mainly Knights Errant in the back. Actually, I do have some Knights of the Lionheart in the back. But luckily the Halberds are going to be rear-charging, which is not good, but mainly into cheaper units, hopefully. But they're a bit blobbed up now. So, and their General is stuck in here, so it's not so bad. Like, it's not the end of the world. And luckily I do have the Green Knight here to accept a lot of damage, because being ethereal, he ignores most of it. So, but I will need to get these Knights Errant out quickly, because that's not so good for me. So, yeah. So, a lot of damage over there. The Halberds did reach my mounted yeoman archers, but, you know, that's fine. I mean, I broke the silver bullets again. There's only, how many models? 9. So they're no longer a threat, so that's fine. So here, use the Dwellers below. It is so overpowered. They need to nerf this so badly. I basically wipe out 2 units with it. It's just silly. They need to nerf it so badly. Because, yeah, classic tactic at the moment is use a Light Wizard to use the Net of Amantok, and then use a Jade Wizard to use Dwellers Below. And you can wipe out, like, an entire unit of elite Knights. I think I've seen... what was it? There was something insane. Oh, yes, Grail Knights. Grail Knights got taken out with 1 spell. If they take all the damage from the Dwellers Below, they will die. It's ridiculous. You lose the entire unit. It is really cheap. So here you can see I'm terrifying some things. A lot of my guys were getting terrified, by the way. That's why most of these Knights Errant ran away. It was initially because they got terrified by the Griffites, which is very unfortunate. So here you can see I'm pulling out again, so I can cycle charge in again. Still have some Griffites. He still has 2 Griffites here. They just won't die. They get a lot of kills, these guys. He does really well with them. I just didn't shut them down quick enough because, yeah, I always had Spearmen or Halberds on my tail. So, you know, I couldn't just surround him. Because, yeah, I would have been more vulnerable to Halberds. So he was very good to sort of keep them guarded like that. But, you know, keep on the offensive with them. He put them to good use. So over here, you know, I managed to stop the General of the Empire. I'm getting the Green Knight back on him. I don't know why he stopped attacking him, but he did. Trying to get some range fire on the Halberds, because that's the only real unit he's got left. That's the only thing that can really do a lot of damage. I mean, these great swords will do pretty well, but not as well as the Halberds will against my army. Also, you know, he does have the Empire Captain and his General, but frankly, the Green Knight can handle them. He just barely takes any damage. And at that point, he realises it's all too much. Which is fair enough. I think I had him there. Because, yeah, he didn't really have any answers to what I had left. The Fey Enchantress still in good shape. Yeah, the Green Knight could have fought all day. I still had Winds of Magic, so I could have healed them. There wasn't a lot he could do at that point. But yeah, it's very unfortunate. I think if he'd pointed the Hammer of the Witches into basically, you know, my elite squad here, if he just aimed for the Green Knight, sorry, he probably would have missed a lot of shots against the Green Knight. The ones that did hit, you know, that would have hit, would do unbelievable damage because he's ethereal, magic attacks, you know, he's just going to take all the damage. And ethereal units tend to have a lot less health than, you know, mortals, I suppose. They're just harder to hit. So, yeah, Hammer of the Witches, that would do serious damage to the Green Knight. And also, any shot that misses would have hit the Knights of the Lionhearted, which are my most expensive cavalry here. And, yeah, amazingly though, only 20 kills. They did pretty badly, to be honest. I think I might just start bringing Grail Knights instead. They seem better just, you know, in sort of a slugging match. So, yeah, I think I'll bring the Grail Knights, like I used to in this matchup. Which is a shame, because, you know, I like bringing regiments around, they had a lot of flavour, and shiny lances, but still. Here, though, Knights of the Realm, 130 kills. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm assuming that's one that got into their handgunners or something, but that's crazy, 130 kills, and there wasn't even, like, I mean, they're anti-large. They're not supposed to be able to kill, like, billions of trash units. So, really impressed by that, actually. Really impressed. So, it's pretty good. Some Knights Errant got 0 kills, that's very impressive. But yeah, I mean, the Knights Errant all did their job. They all pinned enemies in place, and, you know, the Mounted Yeoman Archers, they got a fair few kills, but they killed vital things. They managed to shut down the Hammer of the Witches, and they shut down the Silver Bullets. So they were the 2 things that I was most scared of. My cheapest units managed to deal with. So that's fantastic. So I got great value out of them. So yeah, it was a really fun one though. You can see on this side, 48 kills from the Royal Altdorf Griffites. That is great. I mean, I did not have a big army. That was 10% of my army that he killed with the Griffites, which is really solid. And, you know, he did so much damage to these Knights of the Lionhearted with them. You know, completely wiped out this unit. Obviously didn't completely wipe it out because it ran away and I forgot about it. But still, you know, routed it, didn't get a single kill. That was a unit I wasn't using anymore. So, yeah, these guys did really well. And yeah, the Light Wizard, obviously not a lot of kills, but, you know, load of utility. Being able to net me down so often, it made it really difficult to maneuver. And, you know, I'm all about maneuvering in this army. So yeah, guys, so now that I've got this battle out of the way, thank you, Lugan Lord. That was a fun match. Hopefully he's going to land us soon. But yes, one more shout out for This Is Crazy. Go check out his channel for, you know, the cool special effects tutorial. It's really useful. It's really good. He goes over some of the, you know, sort of options and things. It's not just about installing it, it's about setting it up properly to get cool, you know, cool effects out of it. So really useful if you want to get those cinematic shots. And of course, speaking of those cinematic shots, if you know, if you hated it, then, well, let me know. You know, I want to make you guys happy with this stuff. And you know, if you thought it might have been too much, or you know, you think something else could have changed with it, or you know, if you use GemFx and you know, you have some settings that you think are really you know, better suited, then let me know, and I can tinker with it. Because you know, it can change over time. You know, to try and get it as good as it can be for everybody. But yeah, let me know what you think of the new cinematics, and yeah, and go see how to set it up for yourself. And guys, so I guess if you enjoyed this video, then please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.